Good morning, boys and girls. Today for math, we're going to explore totals greater than 10. We watched the video during our class meeting as a little introduction, and this is just going to be a little bit of a review because I think that you guys do an awesome job at adding, but I did want to make sure that we covered this before we went on to anything else. So you will need a whiteboard and a marker to follow along with me. I'm going to have you solve a couple of problems. And I had this conversation with the second graders, but I want to have this conversation with you as well. Even though that this is happening in a video and I can't necessarily see the things that you are doing, I am trusting you that you are still doing the work, that you're still trying, and that you're still practicing. And that is important because that is how we learn and how we get better. So even though I'm not able to see it, if you're not really trying and if you're just watching, you're not getting the full benefit for you, because I already know how to do this. And maybe you think that you know how to do this too, and maybe you do, but the more that we practice, the faster we get, the better we get. So it's still important to do those things, even if you think that it might be boring or you might not want to do it, and even if I can't see it, okay? I would hate to have to ask you to turn everything in because I know that that takes a lot of time. So I hope that we can go on with me trusting that you are following along and doing the work without having to turn everything in. And we'll just continue this way. But I did want to let you guys know that. Also, we are in the home stretch of the last part of school too. So you guys are almost done. And you guys are doing a great job and you are working so hard. So today we're going to do a little bit of exploring. The first thing that I would like you to do is I would like you to remember what a doubles fact is. I'm looking at these equations. Which ones show a double fact? You can go ahead and say them out loud, or you can write them down if you want to pause the video. So remember that a doubles fact is two digit, or the same digit plus itself. Okay, that's why it's a double. A double is two of something, but the something is the same. So they're like twins, or what comes in a 2-pack? Reese cups come in a 2-pack. So that would be like a double. Or what else comes in a 2-pack? I don't really buy candy bars, so I don't know what candy bars come in 2-packs. But, so 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's a doubles fact because there's 2 and 2. There's 2 2s. 4 plus 5 is not a doubles fact. Why is 4 plus 5 not a doubles fact? Because one number is a 4 and one number is a 5, right? 5 plus 5 equals 10 is or is not? Is. 2 plus 4 is or is not? Is not. One digit is a 2, one digit is a 4. 4 plus 4 is or is not? Is. Both digits are 4. 5 plus 1 is or is not? Is not. Good job. All right, so here's where I want you to use your whiteboard. I want you to practice solving this before we walk through it. Gia brings 6 balloons to the party. Ezra brings 6 balloons. How many balloons do they have in all? So even though you may say, oh, this is a doubles fact like we just talked about, and I know the answer, I would like you to humor me, and I want you to draw how you could solve this problem. One of the reasons why we use some easier problems when we are learning a strategy or learning about strategy is so that way we aren't focused on figuring out the right math, but we're focused on figuring out the strategy. So I would like you to go ahead, pause the video, and on your whiteboard, try to draw it to solve this problem. How many balloons do they have in all? All right. So if I were to draw this and I had colors, you don't have to use colors. I'm going to use red. And say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Gia brought 6 balloons. And Ezra brought 6 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now I can look at my math problem. I have 6 balloons and 6 balloons, so 6 plus 6 equals. Well, I chose, and I didn't tell you to do this, so it's okay if you didn't. I chose to do my drawing in a 10 frame shape. So I know that there's 10 here plus 2 more. I can look at that easy and say, oh, it's 12. There's a group of 10 and 2 more. They have blank balloons in all. You may think that this is redundant to write the 12 here again, and the reason it is a little bit, because they could have just wrote the label up here. But the reason that we're writing 12 here is because we always want to label our answer in math. If we're talking about a story problem, our answer always has a label. And a label is just what we're talking about. In this problem, we're talking about balloons. If we were talking about squirrels, our label would be squirrels. If we were talking about pencils, our label would be pencils. It's whatever we're talking about, but we want to always make sure that we label this number. And all story problems have a label. If my problem was just, that's a silly looking 6, but I'm writing with my mouse and I'm not the best. If my problem was just this, then I wouldn't have a label because we weren't talking about anything. But because I have this story problem and it says balloons, balloons is my label. Alright, let's try another one. There are 6 red chairs. There are 7 green chairs. How many chairs are there in all? Go ahead, erase your whiteboard, pause the video, and try to solve this problem as well. Alright, so let's see here. 6 red chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then green. I need 7 green chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have my picture. Okay, and part of this too is that the answers are greater than 10. So if I know, okay, I have a 10, 10 plus 1 equals what? 11. 10 plus 2 equals 12. 10 plus 3 equals 13. So knowing these 10 facts, like 10 plus, if you draw your picture in a way that you have a 10 frame, and you might say, well, Mrs. Rentschler, how do I know? If you want to take a second to draw your 10 frame out, you can do that. So there's that, and then 2, 4, 6, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could draw a 10 frame first and then fill in your problem. Or when I draw my first set, I do 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and then I dropped down. So when I switch to my next one, I don't have to keep count of how many I need on the bottom to fill in my 10 frame, because I know that when I get underneath this shape right here, I have to go to the next 10 frame. Okay, does that make sense? We'll talk about this a little bit more in our class meeting too, so that way you can ask questions and see how I mean. But I'm able to look at this and say, oh, here's a group of 10. Well, I know that a group of 10 and a group of 3 is 13. Real easy peasy. So 6 plus 7 equals 13. This is like finding a 10 to make our answer. We're just doing it with a picture first. Okay? So there are 13 chairs in all, because remember, we have to label our answer. Here is your exit ticket. You can do this on your whiteboard or your piece of paper, whatever you're using, and that's absolutely fine. Just snap a picture of your whiteboard and you can turn it in. What I would like you to do is, I'll redo the problem in 1 second. I want you to tell me what the math problem is that or what the math equation is that you're solving for, but then I want to see your picture that you used to solve it. Okay? So you're going to show me the math problem, but then you're also drawing a picture to solve. Alright, so your problem is, there are 6 red birds and 5 blue birds. How many birds in all? There are 6 red birds and 5 blue birds. How many birds in all? Draw a picture and write your math equation, and then turn it in for today's exit ticket. Have a great day, guys.